So my wife has been doing an awesome job with our garden. We're doing as much homesteading as we can. Obviously, when we're building, it's tough to have so much to do. So we got chickens, we got ducks, we got rabbits, and working on gardens. We put in raised beds and we put some fencing around it. All right, here we go.
Watermelon could moon and stars and watermelon.
Amazing. Watch out, puppy. There's tree number 2. This is baking red apple.
Cucumbers were right here. Some of those died as well. Strawberries, tomatoes, and
Did you plant that one? Even though we were building and we were living in the RV, we had so much to do. I'm so glad that we got started. We really decided to get started with ducks, chickens, our garden, and rabbits. And we learned an incredible amount throughout this process. Okay, because lumber costs like way too much, I'm using PVC pipe to build a rabbit run. So what I'm going to do is make a 10 foot by 10 foot square, 3 feet tall, with a cage using this stuff and some plastic animal netting. Now I have 4 sides built. I'm going to build. I don't have enough fittings. I bought all the fittings they had at the hardware store down the street. I made it extra long right here on this spot and down there so that they can not dig, and then it has overlap. Okay, so inside here we have this overlap on this part, and then this section here which will zip tie so that they won't be able to get through the corners. They'll be nicely done. And then my hope is that having this little bit extra will keep them from burrowing under the fence line, but we'll see. Right, so here we are. We'll see how it goes right now with the test of this with our 6 bunnies. This rabbit run ended up working out pretty well. The only problem was that when it would get extremely windy, we'd have to really secure it or move it or take it down because it would not withstand the winds that were going on. This summer was incredibly different compared to the previous summer where we were traveling and always doing something. This year was really about building our homestead, getting as far as we could on our construction. We desperately wanted to be moved in before it started freezing, and in fact we did not winterproof our RV like we did the year before. If you're thinking about building a house on your own or a homestead, one thing that I think is really important is to have the proper expectation. It's going to take more time and more money than you probably expect to get done, and this was definitely the case for us. Busy with working on the house, I forgot how beautiful it is out here. I mean, I remembered, but it just is fun to take a break and do fun stuff. So I'm excited. Hopefully we catch something. So far, no bites or anything, but it's the middle of the day, so what can we expect? Over? I'm so glad that we decided to invest and get started with our homestead and growing things, specifically growing animals and growing food. My wife did an incredible job with the garden this year, and we learned so much as far as planting timing, what plants did well, what plants didn't, and how we could improve our soil. There were just invaluable lessons we learned. We also butchered our first chickens, which was an experience for sure. We didn't have all the right equipment, but we just did it and learned. And it turned out great. The chicken was delicious, and it was incredibly satisfying to be growing our own food. And it was a complete departure from anything that we'd ever done. I'm sure there's people who are knowledgeable about how to do all of this stuff, but it was completely new for us, which made it feel different and interesting. On top of all this, we also added a new puppy, our little boy Arlo. He was a dachshund, and that was really fun and exciting. He was a really sweet little dog that we also added to our house. One of the coolest things too is that our kids got to experience all of this and learn all of this at the same time. which was a great experience. They had never had animals like this, and so all of a sudden we had tons of animals, tons of things to do, always in the garden, always outside, planting trees, just doing new things, and it was very cool and rewarding to see our harvest as well. They were very helpful, and it was a great experience. The summer was over before we knew it, and we were not even close to being done yet. We had to get done before first snow, and last year it was in the middle of October that we got 2 feet of snow. We did not winterize our RV, and we were putting all of our eggs in the basket of finishing the house, and we didn't know if we were going to make it.